What up, peeps? It's your boy, the Penguin, and welcome back to Penguin Cooks. Tonight on the program, we're making Penguin's homemade meatball subs. And the ingredients are garlic powder, eggs, ground beef, oregano, salt and pepper, pork rinds, onion powder, olive oil, bread, and shredded mozzarella. Okay, so let's get started. Let's preheat that oven to 375. So in this recipe, it calls for pork rinds. I already had some crushed up, so I'm continuing to crush these up right now. You can only use pork rinds if you're doing like a low carb. So I'm kind of doing like a low carb for my wife so she can eat the meatballs, because most of the time meatballs call for like Italian seasonings or some type of bread in them. So I'm just using pork rinds. So once you have your pork rinds crushed up, make sure you have gloves. Yeah. Put them in a bowl. And then we're going to start adding other ingredients. Let's get our hamburger. Yeah, ground beef. I'm using about, I think, a 1 pound here, if I ain't mistaken. I think it's 1 pound of ground beef. Goes right in the bowl. There you go. Next in the bowl goes some oregano. Dried oregano seasoning. There you go. Sprinkle it in there. It depends how much you like the oregano. You can also use Italian seasonings or pizza seasonings in this recipe. This is totally an Italian meatballs, but you could totally do that if you want to. Use Italian seasonings or pizza seasonings. I actually would prefer pizza seasonings. I just didn't have them this day. Don't forget the roasted garlic. That's what I got here, was roasted garlic powder. You can use any other type of garlic powder. You can even put in fresh garlic if you'd like to. Same thing with all the seasonings. Here's onion powder. Now, I usually do put onions in it, but the problem is my son and my wife sometimes don't like onions, like whole onions in, so I try to hide the onion flavor in there with onion powder. And don't forget a little salt for taste. There you go. I don't know what the measurement is here. I just know it from my head, so I can't really tell you guys the measurement. If anything, I would say a couple tablespoons of salt. Then put some cracked pepper in here. I have a nice pepper cracker here. Put a generous amount of pepper in here. Now crack in an egg. You also could add Parmesan cheese if you wanted to this. Mozzarella cheese. Crack another egg. Now mix it up. Some people use a stand mixer sometimes to make meatballs. I feel like that crunches it up a little bit more. Just use your hands. Use your hands. Get all up in there. You gotta get messy. That's why I said wear some gloves. Because then you don't have to worry about washing afterwards. You just take the gloves off and throw them away. You want to make sure you have a nice baking dish. I don't know how deep this is, but you want to make sure you have a nice baking dish to cook these meatballs in. Now you need to get some olive oil. Put some all over your hands and on the plate, and just start massaging it in. Make sure you get it all in there in the little cracks and crevices. Just spread it all around. Alright, let's start making those meatballs. So grab a little hunk. I usually like to use my palm and then start rolling them around. You want to use both hands here and make sure you roll it in a circular direction to form the meatball. Yeah. Now you can make these any size that you want. Some people do small, some people do big. I like, again, try to judge by your palm the amount of meat, and then roll it into a meatball, into a ball. Once your meatballs are rolled into balls, it's time to put them in the oven. Don't forget to set your timer. You want to set it for 50 minutes.
A few moments later.
Now that they're out of the oven, it's time to go into the sauce. I put them in a homemade sauce that my wife made from a recipe she learned from her mom. The wingman came in and said, "Man, it smells like Mom's house in here." So, shout out to my wife for her sauce. Okay, now it's time to prepare the bread. I put some seasonings on here with some butter and some garlic. Now, we're going to put these in the air fryer. When they come out, they look like this, nice and toasted and golden brown. Alright, don't forget the cheese! Now, put 2 meatballs on each piece of toast. Also, add some more cheese. You could add a little bit more sauce here if you want to, but get ready to put them back in the air fryer so you can melt this cheese. And there you have it. This is my homemade meatball subs. Now, listen, you could use any bread that you wanted. If you wanted to use a nice soft bakery roll, you could do that. Toast, same process. I wanted garlic bread as mine, so I used toast because that's all I had available at the time. Alright, peeps. Thanks for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed this recipe. Now do me a favor. At the end of this video, please pause the video, snap the code, and like us on all things Wicked. And I'll see you on another Penguin Cooks. Blah blam! What up, peeps? Here's your time now. Pause this video, snap this code, and like all of Wicked Turtle social medias. Also, you can get access to the Wicked Turtle store just by snapping this code. And if it's not your bag, baby, then click the link in the description of this video. Yo, penguin.